How one Nigerian fintech took on the banks and won. Millions of Nigerians trust OPay with their money every day. They use it to send money, pay bills, buy airtime, receive payments, and for many people, it's become part of daily life. But just a few years ago, almost nobody had heard of OPay. And here's the surprising part. The company behind OPay didn't come to Nigeria expecting to build one of Africa's biggest fintech companies. Yet somehow, it would go on to challenge traditional banks, build a massive agent network, and help reshape how millions of Nigerians move money. This is the story of how OPay took on the banks and won. Before we continue, if you enjoy stories about fintech companies, billion-dollar startups, and the businesses changing how money moves around the world, make sure you subscribe to Fintech Forge. To understand OPay's rise, we need to go back to 2018. At the time, millions of Nigerians still faced challenges accessing financial services. Bank branches existed, but they weren't always convenient. Long queues were common. And for many people outside major cities, banking services could be difficult to access. At the same time, Nigeria was becoming increasingly digital. Smartphone adoption was rising, internet access was expanding, and more people were becoming comfortable using technology in their daily lives. The ingredients for a financial revolution were already there, and a foreign technology company saw the opportunity. That company was Opera. Most people knew Opera because of its web browser, especially Opera Mini, which became popular by helping users save mobile data. But Opera had bigger ambitions. It wanted to build digital businesses across Africa. So it launched several ventures in Nigeria. There was O-Ride for transportation, O-Food for food delivery, and OPay for payments. At the time, few people expected OPay to become the biggest success. Many believed ride-hailing had the brighter future. But the market had other plans. While some of Opera's businesses struggled, OPay started solving a problem that affected millions of Nigerians every day: moving money. And this is where the story gets interesting. Most people assumed the future of finance would be built through apps alone. OPay saw something different. The real challenge wasn't just technology, it was accessibility. A great payment app means little if people can't easily move cash in and out of the system. So instead of building expensive branches, OPay built an agent network. And that decision changed everything. Soon, green OPay signs began appearing across the country, in markets, on busy streets, in local neighborhoods, and in communities where traditional banks had limited reach. These agents became mini financial centers. Need to withdraw cash? Visit an agent. Need to deposit money? Visit an agent. Need to transfer funds or pay bills? Visit an agent. The process was simple, fast, and convenient. For many people, it was easier than visiting a bank. As more agents joined, more customers followed. And as more customers joined, more agents wanted to be part of the network. OPay had created a powerful growth engine. Within a few years, it seemed to be everywhere. Market traders used it, small business owners embraced it, and millions of Nigerians incorporated it into their daily lives. But rapid growth brought new challenges. Because OPay wasn't entering an empty market, it was competing with some of the largest financial institutions in the country. Banks that had existed for decades. Banks with millions of customers. Banks with enormous resources. On paper, OPay shouldn't have stood a chance. But OPay wasn't trying to become a traditional bank. It was trying to solve banking problems differently. While banks focused on branches, OPay focused on accessibility. While banks relied on traditional infrastructure, OPay relied on technology and local aid. And customers noticed. Investors noticed too. Soon, major investors began pouring money into the company. Funding helped OPay expand its operations, strengthen its technology, and scale faster than ever before. The startup many people overlooked was becoming one of Africa's most important fintech companies. But success created another challenge: trust. For generations, Nigerians trusted banks with their money. Convincing people to trust a young fintech company wasn't easy. Customers had questions. Was their money safe? Would the company still exist in a few years? Could a startup really compete with institutions that had been around for generations? At the same time, regulators were paying closer attention. And that's understandable. When companies handle people's money, trust matters. Security matters. Compliance matters. For fast-growing fintech companies, balancing innovation with regulation can be difficult. Grow too slowly and competitors move ahead. Grow too quickly and operational problems can emerge. OPay had to navigate both pressures at the same time. The stakes were enormous. Meanwhile, competition was intensifying. Traditional banks were improving their digital services.
New fintech startups were entering the market. Everyone wanted a piece of Nigeria's graying digital payments industry. The battle for users was becoming crowded. But OPay kept moving forward. It expanded, improved its infrastructure, strengthened its network, and continued building trust with users. Meanwhile, something unexpected was happening. Many of Opera's original businesses were fading away. O-Ride eventually disappeared. O-Food shut down. But OPay kept growing. The business that few people expected to dominate had become Opera's greatest success story. Its green branding became instantly recognizable. Its agent network stretched across the country, and millions of people relied on its services every day. Perhaps the most remarkable part of the story is how unlikely it all seemed. When Opera entered Nigeria, few people predicted that payments would become its biggest success. Many assumed traditional banks would continue dominating the financial landscape. Instead, a fintech startup found a different path.
Rather than trying to outspend the banks or outbuild the banks, it focused on solving everyday problems, making payments easier, making transfers more convenient, and bringing financial services closer to ordinary people. Because the companies that change industries aren't always the biggest. They're often the ones that understand people the best. That's how one fintech company changed the way a nation moves money. And that's how OPay took on the banks and won. But OPay isn't the only fintech company with an unbelievable story. In our next video, we'll look at a company that fooled investors, regulators, and almost the entire financial world before becoming one of the biggest fintech scandals in modern history. You won't want to miss that one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, Fintech Forge TV, to enjoy more educative videos like this. Thanks for watching.